Yeah, I wonder if y'all got the chance to check out that Sandy versus Mika Meyer fight. It was a good card in general. Shouts out to Xander, shouts out to Bruce Carrington for everybody putting on a good performance and doing their thing. I just want to recap everything that happened in the card. How I feel about it. Well, the card was good. It was good. It was a good step up fight for most of the fighters on the card. Um, let's see. Bruce fought a dude who lost in a knockout. He got one knockout in his whole career, when that was against a heavier Jermaine Ortiz, who, after I saw that, like, I knew that Bruce was gonna have a hard time knocking him out. And you could tell Bruce has been fighting at 123 literally his whole, maybe like he probably fought a little lighter in the amateurs, but he's been fighting at 123 for like a long time. He's old. Like, we and him were the same age. We started like when I not started together at all. I went to the same gym with him, the Brooklyn Cops and Kids, the same gym with him. And I was able to just be around him training. I got the chance to know him. So he's been fighting at like 115, like 123. He's been fighting at the lower weights for like a long time. So as time go on, your body grows. We and him like the same age, probably a little younger than me. So he's probably like, I'm 27. He's probably like 26. So as time, like, I was fighting at 130 in the amateurs, and I'm definitely not 130 pounds now. So, time goes on, your body starts to grow, and there's no way that you get to stay the same weight, especially in the pros, and still be able to, be strong at that weight. I ain't say he didn't look strong. I'm just saying, like, it was a good step-up fight for him. I always thought that him and Stephen Fulton would be a really good fight because they kind of have like a similar style, kind of like a boxer puncher kind of style. Well, Fulton kind of is a boxer, really kind of like he'll score on points, but he does have the pop to hurt you or to stop you. But it was a good fight. It was a good card, and he eventually won on the decision. The guy kind of gave him trouble because he was there to fight, and he was there to fight. The dude there was fight. He was there to fight, and he wasn't trying to back down. And, you kind of just got to expect that, you're not going to be able to knock everybody out. You're not going to be able to knock everybody out. So that's what you kind of have to expect, especially going up in a level of competition. And bro had a belt, so you can't be trying to take the belt away from him and expect that he's just going to get knocked out and cold. And, So, good card altogether. Who else? I also want to shout out Xander. That was a good fight for him. Showed me that he's levels above than what people think. He's not just a power puncher or a knockout artist. He also can box. Like, for him to box the way he did, the box the way he did at that weight, and to do it so comfortably, like he was boxing like strong, like he was boxing well, like. And I'm not talking about the boxing where you got your hand down and you throwing 1 or 2 punches. He was hands up, throwing those combinations to the body, he was throwing some nice body shots. The dude was taking it on the chin, but it was still some good body shots. It was very precision punching too, very precise. Everything was precise for him. And he did his thing in that. I can't really say too much about him. He really did his thing in that fight. So really proud to just see them. Like, these are all dudes that grow up in the Brooklyn and Bronxville area boxing. So, I got the chance to like be around them and see them grow. To see them on TV now, it's just like, well, that shit is it's amazing to just see them on TV. So like, that's, I can't really say nothing bad about them. I can't say nothing bad about them. The only thing I can say is to Bruce. Like I was saying before, I want to see you fight Inoue, but, give it some time. Inoue's been pro for a long time. You kind of just get into the pro game now. Don't let the world kind of stress you out into having to go for, the biggest fight. And, see, when you just starting out, You just starting out. Bro, 10 fights. You kind of just still, yes, you was amateur. You got a long amateur career, but I don't like how people like to say that just because you were amateur for so long and you had a good career means that you'll make a good pro. Bro, pros is a whole different ball game. Like fighting for 36 minutes, a 12-round fight, compared to fighting for a 3-6 night. The longest fight in an amateur is 3 rounds, and they're 2-minute rounds. So it's a big step up. It's a big step up in terms of the amount of rounds that you're fighting, and the level of opposition. And bro, these people in the pros, they all got people fighting for bigger things. Like somebody might be fighting for their kids, like they might be fighting for a meal, a place to stay. Like in the amateurs, people kind of doing it, they fighting for fun, they fighting, for experience. But in the pros, it's a whole different world because the level of intensity goes up, and you're fighting for a lot longer, way more minutes. So I don't like how people like to say it's all if you got 300 amateur fights, then you're basically pro. You ain't pro. You gotta get in the pros and feel what it feels like to get hit with those gloves without headgear, and with people cheering and people, a bigger crowd of, with people betting on you, people putting money on like all these platforms to put bet whether you're gonna get a knockout or whether you're gonna get knocked out. Like that's a whole different feel to it compared to amateurs. Amateurs, you lose. That's it. You go home. Pros, you lose. It affects your whole career, affects your whole record. So that's just the big difference that I see. Like you lose in the pros, or if you become a person who loses in the pros, that affects your whole life. So that's just what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're gonna try to step up in a level of competition and go for somebody like Inoue, who already is established, they consider him one of the greatest, and you know what I'm saying? They consider him one of the greatest. So why stress yourself out? Why stress yourself out trying to fight him right now? And let his ass get a little older. He already 30-something. Let him get older. He gonna retire soon. I know you want to get that name on your belt, but let his ass retire, bro. Then you'll be the favorite. Ain't no reason to stress yourself out trying to deal with that. That's just me. That's my opinion. And the main event, the main card. I didn't get a chance to really watch the whole thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, I saw highlights. Because after I saw her throw that paint on her, I knew that she was trying to use tactics to kind of get in her head. And I knew that she was gonna get in her head. And on top of that, Myers, I saw this as her one opportunity to get a belt. So that's pretty much it. I saw this as her one opportunity to get that belt. So, if they went 12, they were most likely going to give her the belt. And it did. It kind of turned out exactly how I thought. So, yeah. Shouts out to the whole card. And that's all I got for everybody.